Hi and welcome to this YouTube video. Today I would like to talk about how to increase your sales in stock photography or stock videos by giving you simple tips and tricks to help you develop your creativity and give you a boost of inspiration that might just translate into more sales. So let's jump right into it. Tip number 1, learn to embrace a subject that you may be shying away from by being flexible as to which subject you set out to shoot and the reality once you get out there. For example, perhaps you set out to shoot a natural landscape, but then find objects in that scene that disrupt what you had in mind. Instead of always trying to avoid things that ruin your composition, try and see if you can work with it and perhaps find an original subject altogether. Many times I tried avoiding an object in a scene because it disrupted the idea I had in mind originally, to often realize later I should have worked with it instead. So try to incorporate these quote-unquote disruptive elements, which might inspire you to compose your shot differently and therefore get your subject to stand out from the run-of-the-mill images and videos out there. Flexibility is key. Number 2, always challenge yourself. Go out without a specific idea in mind and try to find inspiration on the spot. Try new things, a new place you don't usually go to. Try a different lens type, or maybe get into action cams. Try approaching your subject from a different angle or start experimenting with the settings such as the white balance. In the same frame of thought, go to the complete opposite side of the spectrum and perhaps challenge yourself to find inspiration in just one single room in your house, the one room challenge. Whatever it is, push yourself to find inspiration by getting off the beaten path ever so often. Be creative always. Number 3, learn to exploit your resources, work with what you have. Use your geography, for example, as an asset instead of a hindrance. Sure, we would all want to live and travel to exotic locations all the time, but when it's just not possible to do so, use your location as an asset to your work. Are you based in a rural area, or do you live in a big city, or maybe the suburbs? Perhaps you live in a geographical area that has snow or sand, or where it rains a lot. See what is unique and specific to your particular location and work with it instead of against it. Whether it's natural or cultural, there are always unique opportunities for finding inspiration. Unusual atmospheric activity, animal migrations and habitat. Perhaps you live near an airport. Whatever it is, get inspired by it. Number 4, exploit hot topics. Stay on top of trends of what's going on in the media, on the news, and in current events. Staying on top of hot trends will help you increase your sales. Number 5, let's go now at the opposite side of tip number 4 by exploiting a completely original topic instead of one that's making headlines. Unusual topics are also great at giving you those unexpected sales because it's not always what you might expect that will sell. It often pays to go against the grain and find those original ideas. Competition will be less stiff, the market less saturated, and you'd be surprised at what can sell in stock video and photography. Number 6, keep a notebook or journal and write down your ideas and projects and inspirations. Ideas are fleeting because life happens. You'd be surprised at how many ideas we forget to remember in a single day, let alone weeks or months. And who knows, the creative process of writing those ideas down might just help spring new ideas along the way, maybe even better ones. Number 7, stabilize your shots. Make your shots look professional by avoiding the unintentional blurry photograph or the shaky footage that is amateur looking. It will help with sales and cut down on your files being rejected because, let's face it, most stock websites love to reject this approach in droves. So just be forewarned that these stock websites might not see the cinematic approach of shaky and or blurry work. Number 8, Make sure your keywords not only target what is obviously going on in the picture, but also that they describe what can be implied in the bigger picture. What emotions does the shot convey? Which topics can the shot be linked to, for example? Which concept is present? Learn to think in conceptual ways, as learning to target your keywords in a broad spectrum will greatly increase your selling potential. Number 9, make sure your equipment is in working order. Dust spots on your lens or sensor will never look or be professional. Make sure your environment reflects what you're trying to convey or whom you're targeting as a buyer. Clean up your space, unless your topic targets messiness, of course. And finally, number 10, always make sure your subject is well lit, meaning don't present grainy footage ever. This is a big pet peeve for stock companies, and you must pay the consequences. So there you have it. I must admit I took great pleasure in using stock footage, including mine, to illustrate this video about the stock industry. So do you have tips for selling stock photography and footage that wasn't mentioned here? Then leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You're one stop to getting those creative juices flowing. Remember, be creative always.